Good morning, dear students. I am Vijayalakshmi Paloti, Biology Lecturer, JSS RSH PU College, Dharwad. So, today in this video lecture, we are going to study on the concept Animal Kingdom. So, here the animal kingdom is classified into two types. One is invertebrates, another one is vertebrates. So, it is also known as the non-chordates and the chordates. So about these definitions we'll see in the next slide. So we'll see first which all the phylums are included in the invertebrates, and in vertebrates which all the phylums are included. Okay, so let us go with one by one which all those invertebrates phylums. The first one is a porifera. ಸೊ ಪೋರಿಫೆರಾವನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಂಜು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೋರಿಫೆರಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪಂಜು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೀಲಿಯಂಟ್ರೇಟಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಕುಟುಕು ಕಣವಂತಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲಾಟಿ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಂಥೆಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಪ್ಪಟೆ ಹುಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಡಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ದುಂಡು ಹುಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಡಾ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ನೇಮ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಂಥೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆನಿಲಿಡಾ, ಆನಿಲಿಡಾವನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ವಲಯವಂತಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪೋಡಾ, ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪೋಡಾವನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಸಂಧಿಪದಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಮೊಲಸ್ಕಾ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೃದ್ವಂಗಿಗಳು. ಅಕ್ಯಾನೋಡರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಾ ಕಂಟಕ ಚರ್ಮಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, so let us move for the next one, that is the chordate. So here again you can see here the chordate is going to classified into two forms. One is the protochordates and the vertebrates. Okay, so here in the protochordata you will see one example, Balanoglossus. So that is the protochordata which comes under the protochordata. It also included in the invertebrates only because it is not completely developed into a chordate recess. Okay, it is an initial stage. So that one will discuss in the next slide. Okay, so here in the vertebrates you will see again the phylums which are included in the vertebrates. So that is ಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪೈಸಿಸ್, ಪೈಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯಾ ಉಭಯವಾಸಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ರೆಪ್ಟಿಲಿಯಾ ಸರೀಸೃಪಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಏವ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಮೇಲಿಯಾ ಸ್ತನಿಗಳು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫೈಲಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್. Okay, so let us go with the next slide. So characteristics of invertebrates. Okay, so these animals are very simplest type of animals, and they contains greatest number of the different species also. Okay, so just now we discussed which all the phylums will comes under the invertebrates. Okay, ಅಕಶೇರುಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಥರ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ವೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೋನ್. ದ ಮೇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೋನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆ ಆರ್ ಬೆನ್ನು ಎಲುಬು ಇರುವಂತಹದ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೋನ್. They do not have any backbone structure or notochord structure. So that's why we are calling it as invertebrates. Okay, and they are multicellular type of animals. Okay, and also they have no cell walls like all other animals. Okay, and some of the animals which are included in the invertebrates, those are sponges, cnidarians, flatworms, roundworms, annelids, mollusca, arthropods, and echinoderms. So these all are the some a few characters which comes under the invertebrates. Got that? So let us go with the next slide, that is the characteristics of vertebrates. Okay, so vertebrates andre ಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೋನ್, ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಕಶೇರುಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ is present, which is flexible at the dorsal rod. Okay, so you can see in the picture. So this is the complete notochordal formation and also the vertebrae you can see here, and the nerve cord is present, which is hollow with the brain. Okay, and there are three layers of the cells as an embryo development. So we will see there is a three layers of the cells, and also the coelom body cavity is also present. Coelom is nothing but the body cavity which is well developed in the condition. So and the tissue and the organ system of organization will be observed in the higher animals, that is in vertebrates. Okay, and endoskeleton system will be observed in the vertebrates. Okay, so endoskeletal structure. Okay, so these all are the characters which comes under the vertebrates. So let us go with the next phylum. So in today's session we are going to deal only on the invertebrates animals. Okay, so we are going to study only on the invertebrates. So which all the phylums will comes under the invertebrates, we already studied that. That is the Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Arthropoda. So these all will comes under the invertebrates. So among these we will discuss today only about the three phylums. One is the Porifera, second one is Coelenterata, and third one is a Ctenophora. Okay, so these three phylums we are going to discuss in this session. So we'll start with the first one, that is phylum Porifera. So Porifera is the main characteristic of this Porifera is the pore bearers. The animals are in the form of pore bearers. Okay, so ಪೋರಿಫೆರಾವನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಪಂಜು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪೋರ್ ಬಿಯರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪೋರ್ ಬಿಯರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗ, ದೇಹದ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಣ್ಣದಾದ ಬಾಗಿಲು ಅವ್ರ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳು ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ದೇಹದ ತುಂಬೆಲ್ಲ ಆವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು? ಪೋರ್ ಬಿಯರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ us go with the next slide, that is phylum. So today we'll discuss only on the general characteristics of the Porifera, that is pore bearing animal. So these are the simplest pore bearing organisms. So these are very simplest form of the pore bearing organisms and may be solitary in the form, colonial or sedentary in the formation. Okay, so and these are the marine habitat, ಉಪ್ಪು ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಿಸುವಂತಹ. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಪಂಜು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರಲ್ಲೂ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ವಾಸಿಸುವಂಥ ಜೀವಿಗಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so marine, some of the sponges will be survive in the marine and some are in the fresh water type. Okay, so like this two types of the habitat we will observe here, but those are aquatic only. Okay, so vase shape or cylindrical in the shape. So you can see in the picture how the body is formed in the cylindrical shape of the body. Okay, and pore bearers ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಪೋರ್ ಬಿಯರರ್ಸ್ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ದೇಹ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ದೇಹ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬಾಡಿ ಶೋಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್, ನೋ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ organs. Here the cellular organization will be observed in these animals, and there is no any formation of the tissue or the organs. So here the porifera is the most primitive of any animals, and they prefer only at the marine habitats, and in the common language termed as a sponges. So in these organisms with the holes over their all body, so that is why we are calling it as a porifera. The word pori comes from the pores, and they have all pores on the whole body. So if you see this picture very closely, okay, and these are the small holes on the pores on the body. So this is the most important feature of this porifera, okay. So and then if you see, the body is a cellular level of the organism, and the body is nothing but the aggregation of the cells here. So the body differentiation is minimum because there is no any tissue or the organ formation in these animals. So mostly these are the asymmetrical form of the animals, or some are radially symmetrical in the form, okay. So if you see the picture with a different shape of the sponge, so no matter whichever axis you cut the animal body, you will never get two symmetrical holes. You will not get two equivalent holes. It is asymmetrical in the form, okay. So some are in the radial symmetry also, okay. So let us go with the next one, that the structure of this porifera, okay. So we'll talk about the protection here. So what is here the protection? So it having the hard protective covering of its body, okay, that is the skeleton, and the skeleton is made up of spicules, okay. So ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ಒಂದು ದೇಹವು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಸ್ಥಿ ಪಂಜರ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ? ಸ್ಪಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದರಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜಿನ್ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹದ್ರಿಂದನೂ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. So these are the spicule type of fibers which gives the skeleton structure for the body, okay. And here you can see the pores form some canal system. You can see here the pores. In the previous slide also I said that how the pores are formed, and here these are the pores you can see on the surface of this animal. These pores are act as a canal system. So ಈ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳು ಕೆನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಆಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜಸ್, ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಸೊ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಆರ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇದು ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಆನಿಮಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದರ್ ಈಸ್ do not have any specialized tissue or the organs to perform some spatial function, okay. So these pores actually forms canal system, and also they will perform all the metabolic activity in the porifera. Got that? So let us go with the one by one each part of this animal, okay. So the first one is ostia. So what is ostia here? So these are the minute pores on the body through which water enters. These are very small pores throughout the body, okay. Here you can see the throughout the body the small pores are organized, and these pores are known as the ostia. And what is its function? It just whatever the water is there, that is going to enter with the help of these ostia pores, these minute pores, okay. This is the function of ostia, okay. And also it has a large opening. Here you can see there is a large opening, that is osculum, okay. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ದೇಹದ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಇದು ಬಾಯಿ ಆಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಆಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲಮ್? So it is a large opening in the central cavity which connects to the outside. Okay, so it is connected with the cavity, central cavity, and it opens at the outside, that is osculum. So this portion is the central cavity of the porifera. Okay, and what happens here, the body of the osculum is water exists the body through which the water will going to exits the body. Okay, ಆ ಒಂದು ಬಾಯಿಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಆರ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಕುಲಮ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದ ಮೂಲಕ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊರ ಹಾಕಲ್ಪಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜಿಯೋಸೀಲ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪಾಂಜಿಯೋಸೀಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಬಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ here the small pores throughout the body of an animals where the water is enters inside the cavity, and that cavity will have a large opening that is outside is called an osculum. Okay, and here the spongiocele is a central cavity which is surrounded with the two types of cells. This is the spongiocele and it is covered with the two types of cell, and those spongio is terms from the sponges, and that the spongio is terms from the sponges and the seal is terms from the coelom. Here the spongio seal is nothing but spongio is nothing but sponges, seal is nothing but coelom, body cavity. So this spongiocele is surrounded with a cavity. So these are two types of cells, one is the outer cell and another one is the inner cell form. Okay, and these inner layer of the cells have a flagella formation. You can see inside the cell layer, inner cell layer, those are the flagella formation. If you take the picture of this small portion here in this section, you can see, observe very clearly. So this is the flagella form which is located inner layer of that cells. Okay, and those are like a tail like structures and nothing but the flagella only. Okay, so this is about the inner layer of the cell. So next one is the choanocytes. So what is here the choanocytes? Here these are the choanocyte. Okay, so these choanocytes are collar cells. These are present at the base of flagellated cells. So where these are located, so these are present at the base of the flagellated cell, that is the choanocyte, and these are cup shape. These are in the shape of cup. Okay, you can see in the structure cup, collar cells anta karitivi. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಕಪ್ ಶೇಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾಲರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ flagella. Those are connected with the flagella. Okay, that is the flagellum. We can call it as a flagellum. So next we'll understand about the canal system here, how it works, how it intakes the food and water, and how the process takes place. So here the flagellated cells set the water current. So what is the function of this flagellata? It sets the water current. Okay, and also now water will enters through the ostia. Initially we said what is the function of ostia, that is the small pores through which water enters inside the body. Okay, so here from the ostia water will enters with the small pores, and the flagella will set up that water current. If once the water is entered inside the body with the help of the pores, then inside the flagella is present at the inner layer. So these flagella, this is here. Okay, so these flagella is going to set up the water current. Okay, so like this the process will take place inside the body of the sponges. So along with that water, some of the food particles are also filtered. Okay. So and now who will filter this food particle inside the porifera? So these particles are filtered by collar cells. Here it is in a collar cells which is going to filter. Okay. So ನೀರು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅದರ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೆ ಸರಬರಾಜು ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, ಸೊ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ some food particles are also going to enter. Okay, so that is going to filtered by the collar cells. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ ಯಾವುದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಕಾಲರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ingested inside the body. Those food particles are distributed to all other cells by the amoeboid cells. Got that? So whatever the food is particles are intaken inside, so that is going to, food particles are going to distribute throughout the other cells also with the help of the amoeboid cells. Those are the amoebocytes. You can see here, these are the amoebocytes. Okay, if you see the clear picture, if you take the section of this and you can, here you can see the clear picture, that is the amoebocyte. So what is this function of this amoebocyte? That is, these food particles are going to distribute, that the food particles are going to distribute to all other cells by the amoeboid cells. Okay, so this is about the amoeboid cells. The food will selected by the collar cells and the water will goes out through the osculum of spongiocele. Okay, so whenever the food is selected from the collar cell and that is going to consume inside, and then the water will goes out through the osculum, that is the large opening from the coelom, that's the spongiocele. Okay, so along with that, some excreta or the excretory waste, some waste products are also goes out from this osculum. Here is only one opening, here is only one opening for the outlet and for the inlet form. Okay, so this along with that and also here the canal system, which is the pores, we are calling it as a pores, where it is acts as a canal system. So what is the function of this canal system? These canal system are acts as a water transporting process, exchange of respiratory gases of the process, and some food gathering process also, and from waste removal process also. So these all functions were done by the canal system in this animal. Okay, so this is all about. And here the skeletal system of this animal body is made up of the silica and some calcium carbonate and some protein and also the spongin fibers. Okay, so here are the structure. So here is the clear structure. You can understand clearly about the parts of this animal. So let us go with the next slide here. That is, the porifera feeds only on the detritus materials present in the water, that is decaying type of materials. Okay, and also here if you study about the reproduction for type, what type of the reproduction is taking place in these sponges, that is, they can reproduce by sexually and asexually. Asexually is by the fragmentation form, sexually by the gametes. So here the sexes are not separate and these are known as a hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite andre enu? So in the hermaphrodite you will see the egg and sperms are produced by the same individual. ಅಂಡಾನು ಮತ್ತು ವೀರ್ಯಾನು ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೇ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಹರ್ಮೋಫ್ರೋಡೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ present in the same individual. Such type of animals we are calling it as hermaphrodites. Okay, so this is about the reproduction form. So let us go with the fertilization. What type of the fertilization is? It is an internal type of the fertilization. So internal fertilization. So internal fertilization antandre enu? So here the union of egg cell with a sperm during sexual reproduction inside the female body ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ egg and the sperms during the sexual reproduction is taking place inside the female body only. So that is the internal fertilization ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿಕಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ adult. Okay, so this is how the animals, the fertilization, development and the reproduction is taking place in the sponges. Okay, so the larva, so the lower animals not give birth to the young ones. ಸೊ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟದ ಲೋವರ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಡಲು ಆ ಒಂದು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾದ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಲೋವರ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಟು ದಿ ಯಂಗ್ ಒನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಪರೋಕ್ಷ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್, ಸೈಕಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ಪಾಂಜಿಯಾ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ Leucosolenia, Spongia and Euplectella, Scypha or Sycon. And here it is one example of the sponges where all the parts are labeled here, and this is all about the sponges. So in this phylum, the most important specialized characteristics are ostia, osculum and choanocytes. So these all collar cells. So these all are the most important points from this phylum. Okay, so these are very specialized structures, and it is very important point from this phylum. Okay, so let us go with the next phylum, that is Cnidarians. Cnidarians are also known as the coelenterates. So Cnidarians ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸೀಲಿಯಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಟುಕು ಕಣವಂತಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್? ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ದ ಫಿಶ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ದೇಹದ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರಹಣಾಂಗಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಡೇಟರ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಊಟವನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೀಲೆಂಟ್ರೇಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೈಡೇರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಎರಡೂ ಹೆಸರಿನಿಂದ ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೀಲೆಂಟ್ರೇಟಾ ಆರ್ ನೈಡೇರಿಯಾ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ವೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮರೈನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಕ್ವೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮರೈನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ sessile in the formation and very free swimming, radially symmetrical animals. And how these cnidarians are named has came, so it is derived from the cnidoblast or the cnidocytes, which contains stinging cells. Okay, so these stinging cells are also known as a nematocytes. ಇದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ನೈಡೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣದಾದ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, So those are the nematocytes, and those are formed within a poison type, the toxic type of a chemical. Okay. So here some specialized cells called the cnidocytes, and which contains a stinging structures. So these are the stinging structures here inside, you can see, and are called the nematocyst formation. Okay. And this is the structure of hydra, and these are the tentacles. Okay. Coelenterata, coelenteron body formation, cylindrical shape of the body formation, and the upper, at the anterior region of this animal, you can see the tentacles formation which is surrounded the mouth portion. Okay. And these are mostly aquatic in the habitat. Okay. So the next one, let us go with the study. So what is this cnidocytes, and what is its function? Okay. So these cnidocytes are present in the stinging cells, which are contains the stinging cells, and these are also known as the nematocytes, present on the tentacles. And these tentacles are functions as a encourage and also the defense for the capturing the prey. Okay. And here the stinging cells are whenever the predator is going to come nearer, or any food particle is entering into the nearer, so that time these tentacles are going to capture those preys and making them paralyzed, and then intaking inside its mouth. Okay. So like this the function is done by the tentacles, that is a nematocyst. And these nematocysts are going to discharge some type of a toxin, or we can call it as a poison nematocyst. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಕಾರಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್, ಒಂದು ವಿಷಕಾರಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ ಮೂಲಕ, ಇದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲೈಸಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಯಾರಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ದ process is taking place. Okay. So and also you will see here the tissue, where in the previous phylum you observe that there is a cellular level of the organization, but from this animal you will see that the tissue level of organization is seen for the first time in the cnidaria. Okay. So this is about the tissue level of organization. And due to the blind sac body plan, mouth and anus are the same. Okay. So here the ingestion and outlet and the inlet process will be taking place from the one portion. So here the digestive system is completely not developed here, it is very poorly developed, and we can call it as a incomplete digestive system also, where only one opening is there, from which acts at the both role, one is the mouth and the anus as the same. Okay. So this is the, and here the better body differentiation than the porifera we can see. So body is made up of the two layers, that is the gastrovascular, that is the intracellular and the extracellular type. Okay. And with a single large opening mouth, that is the hypostoma. So this is known as a hypostoma. So in this animal you can see there is a hypostoma is a mouth portion. So this is the hypostoma, and these hypostoma are, and acoelomate body cavity is also present, and this acoelomate body, and some of the cnidarians like corals have some skeletal structure which are composed of calcium carbonates and all. Okay. So we'll see that picture in the next slide about the corals and all. So let us know first one thing, that is the hypostoma. What is the function of this? This is the large opening and the single opening at the anterior region of its body. So this is the anterior region of the body where the large opening you will see, and it is surrounded with the tentacles. This is the example of hydra. Okay. So what this hypostoma functions here, it helps in the intake of the food. Okay. So and here you will see that, so some important points. So now let us talk about the body forms of the coelenterate body and how it exhibits two types of the body forms. Okay, so till now we discussed about the habitats and the structure, and as the same animals are not same as in all the coelentrates also. Okay, so these are two types of the body which exist in the coelenterate. So let us talk about the example of this obelia. Okay, so this is the structure of obelia, the animal. This is the obelia animal and this is the structure of this obelia. And let us discuss by taking this example here. So here we'll see that the two types of the body form, one is the polyps and the medusa. Polyps are the sedentary and cylindrical life forms. Okay, so and here we'll see that if you look at the shape, polyp is a cylindrical. Okay, polyp is completely the cylindrical shape. Okay, and also the another difference, the polyp is immobilized. Immobilized is nothing but it is not capable to make move from one place to another place. Okay, ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿಲಿಂಡ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟಲ್ಲದೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕೆ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಮೂವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಚಲನೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಕೆಪಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಚಲನೆಯೇ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದರೆ ಅಂದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಪಾಲಿಪ್, in the polyp the mouth and tentacles face at the upward. You can see in the polyp the tentacles and the mouth is at the upward region. Okay, ಸೊ ಇದರ ಬಾಯಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಟೆಂಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಗ್ರಹಣಾಂಗಗಳಂತ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ ಪಾಲಿಪ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಪಾಲಿಪ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮೆಡ್ಯೂಸಾ. In medusa, which is a umbrella shape, this is the medusa. Okay, idu medusa anta ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಬ್ರೇಲಾ ಶೇಪ್, ಕೊಡೆಯ ಆಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದರ ಒಂದು ದೇಹದ ಆಕಾರ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ದ ಮೆಡುಸಾ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ರೀ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್, ಮರೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ವೆಟಿಕ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ by seeing these differences we can understand that it is a polyp and medusa very clearly. Okay, so here the polyp is different and the medusa is different. By distinguishing those characters we can clearly observe. Okay, get that. For polyp, example is a hydra. Here it is a hydra. Why it is hydra is given example for polyp? Because it is a sedentary cylindrical life form. Sedentary cylindrical life form, and mouth and tentacles are at the upward. The same thing here you can see, it is a polyp, the cylindrical upward region, you can see there is a tentacles and the mouth region which are located at the upward part. Okay, so this is the polyps. Okay, and the next one is the medusa. Example is jellyfish. Jellyfish is also one of the example here, you can see. So here the jellyfish is having umbrella shape. Okay, umbrella shape, free swimming animal. Okay, marine for habitat. Okay, so this is medusa structure. Okay, and let us now talk about the reproduction. Even in the coelentrates they reproduce both by sexual and the asexual form. So let us discuss first about the asexual reproduction. There are different methods. Budding, so that is, budding is here the new individual formed as an outgrowth of the parent. Okay, and that means the parent body is the parent body, there is a very small outgrowth on the surface of the parent body, that is the bud we are calling. And whenever it comes into a maturity form, it is detaching from its parental body and develops into a matured condition. Okay, and grow into a new individual. And here the daughters separate away and the parent contains exist. So the next one, asexual reproduction, is fragmentation. What is the fragmentation here? The parent breaks into a multiple pieces or at the time of maturity, and each of which gives rise to a new individual. So that is fragmentation. So like this the process are taking place in the asexual reproduction. So the next will go with the sexual reproduction. Here which is the new term is formed in the sexual reproduction, that is metagenesis. So how this metagenesis takes place. So what is this metagenesis here? Existence of some cnidarians, that is coelentrates, in both the polyp and medusa, which forms by the alteration of the generation. So alteration of the generation. So alternation will go with the generation. These polyp and medusa are going to perform their function. So just now discussed about these two, polyp and medusa body. So that is with an example also. So it has been seen that where some coelentrates which have both the terms, and some of the lifetime they exist polyp, and the polyp is going to exist for some period, and after the remaining period is going to exist by the medusa. Okay, so during their lifetime the conversion of this polyp to medusa happening, so this entire phenomenon is known as a metagenesis. Okay, so this is how the new term about the sexual reproduction in the form of metagenesis is taking place in the cnidaria. Okay, so this is all about the coelentrate. And here the sea anemones are the polyp. You can see here the polyp formation, cylindrical body. Okay, that point we already discussed in the previous slide. Okay, and here the jellyfishes, which is formed as a umbrella shape, free swimming, and it is known as a medusa structure. Okay, and here the corals are used. Here are the some coelentrates which are the example. The corals are also the example for coelentrates, and these corals, here the picture you can see there are the corals. A lot of the different beautiful structures of the corals are observed here, and these corals are used in the jewelry and they form a coral reef. So this is the coral reef. Okay, and these were used as a jewelry. Okay, some example, important examples. So that is, example is a Physalia, is also known as a Portuguese man of war, and Adamsia is a sea anemones, Pinacula, sea pen, etc. So these all are the important example from this coelentrate. Okay, so from this phylum the most important general characteristic is, specialized general characteristic is polyp and medusa formation and what is their function. So these points are very important from this phylum. Okay, so let us go with the next phylum, the last phylum, that is Ctenophora. So what is Ctenophora here? So these are the sea walnuts or comb jellies. Sea walnuts or comb jellies. Why we are calling it as a sea comb jellies and sea walnuts? So because these are very much similar to the coelentrata, and here we are known as sea walnuts and the comb jellies, where there are called walnuts and comb jellies because these walnuts, the sea walnuts, these animals exactly looks like in a walnut shape, and comb jellies, comb jellies are nothing but the body is jelly like structure you can see, and also there are the comb like arrangement on the surface of its body. In the next slide I will show you clearly how the comb arrangement is formed on the surface of these animals. Okay, so that's why we are going to call it as a Ctenophora, that is the sea walnuts or comb jellies. So here let us go with the study of the phylum Ctenophora. So it is commonly known as a sea walnuts or the comb jellies, and these are most are marine in the habitat, and structures are formed on the surface, and these comb like structures are formed on the surface on of the body. So that's why we are calling it as the comb jellies. Okay, and these are exclusively marine, and tissue level of organization we will see, and these are diploblastic, ectoderm and endoderm, and some like coelentrates are diploblastic and radially symmetrical in the body form, and the body bears 8 external rows of ciliated structures. So here this is very important point from this phylum. So that is 8 rows structures. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the another opposite side you will see again the 4 type. So those are total 8 external rows which are arranged on the surface of its ciliated structures are called as a comb plates. We are calling it as a comb rows, and these are the comb plates. Okay, so here the comb plates, and which helps in the locomotion. ಇದು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ, ಇದು ಯಾವ ಈ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಲೋಕೋಮೋಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಲನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬಾಡಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೋಮ್ ಜಲ್ಲೀಸ್, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ಒಂದು ಚಲನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಕೋಮ್ ಜಲ್ಲೀಸಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರೋಸ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಸೊ ಇವೇನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಕೋಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಚಲನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, so the digestion is by the both extracellular and the intracellular. Okay, and the most important is the spherical body with the external rows of the cilia. Okay, the body is in the shape of the spherical and with the external rows of the cilia. So here we'll see that the very important specialized character of this animal, that is the bioluminescence process. So what is this bioluminescence? So the bioluminescence is a specialized property of a living organism which emits or exhibit the light. That is light emitting we are calling. Okay, so ಇದನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಬಯೋಲುಮಿನಿಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜೈವದೀಪ್ತಿಯ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಇದರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜೈವದೀಪ್ತಿಯ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಚಿಮ್ಮುವಂತಹ, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯ ಒಂದು ದೇಹದ ಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಚಿಮ್ಮುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಮಾಡುತ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಜೈವದೀಪ್ತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬಯೋಲ್ಯುಮಿನಿಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟೀನೋಫೋರಾ. Okay, and sexes are separate. In this picture you can see how the lights are emitted here. Bioluminescence process you can observe, light emitting factor it is. Okay, so ee pranigalali, and also you can see the clearly how the comb jellies are formed with the ciliated flagella formation. You can see the cilia formation on the surface, flagella. Okay, and here the comb plates arrangement, you can see here the comb. ಬಾಚಣಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳ ಒಂದು ಜೋಡಣೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಜೋಡಣೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀನೋಫೋರಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನು ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ comb jellies. Okay, there is a comb like arrangement on the surface of this body. Okay, ciliated structures are formed, so that's why we are calling it as a comb jellies. Okay, and here sexes are not separated, reproduction takes by sexual means. Okay, so and then the fertilization is external with the indirect development. So external fertilization antandre enu? So here the external fertilization is nothing but the male organism sperms fertilizes a female organism's egg outside of the female's body. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡಾನು ಮತ್ತು ವೀರ್ಯಾನು ಅಂದರೆ egg and the sperm, the gametes which are going to fuse outside of the female's body. Okay, so ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಜೀವಿಯ ಒಂದು ದೇಹದ ಹೊರಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಗ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್. ಗಾಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸಸ್ ಅ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಎಗ್ outside of the female's body. Okay, that is external fertilization. Okay, so this is about the indirect development. Okay, so I think you already got that what is indirect development. So I said in the slide in the last phylum, so how the indirect development is taking place. Okay, so The example, the most important example from this Ctenophora is Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Okay, Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana is an example for the Ctenophora. Okay, so this is all about the Ctenophora, and from this phylum the most specialized characters are the bioluminescence process, that is the light emitting factor, and also the comb plates arrangement, and also the function of that comb jellies, the comb plates. Okay, so those are helping in the locomotion function. ಚಲನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅವು ಹೆಲ್ಪನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So this is all about the specialized character of this animal. Okay, hope so you have understood these three phylums. Okay, I try to make simplify in Kannada also, so try to understand the main concept. Okay, thank you.